Every May, your hosta looks perfect, fresh, green, almost too healthy to fail. Then August arrives. The edges turn brown, the leaves tear, the whole plant looks tired, and somehow it comes back a little smaller the next spring. So you water more, you add mulch, you move it into deeper shade, and nothing changes. Because the real problem is happening somewhere you never look. Somewhere in your neighborhood, there is a hosta that nobody planted. Not recently, anyway. It arrived in a bucket from a neighbor, or in the back seat of a car after a family visit, or wrapped in newspaper by someone who smiled and said, "Just stick it in the ground. It'll be fine." And it was. For 20 years. Maybe 30. Maybe longer. Hostas are strange plants. Nobody really buys one. Someone gives you one, and 20 years later, you're the one giving pieces away. So why does yours look beautiful in May and exhausted by August? And why does it seem a little smaller every year? Almost nobody talks about this, but there is a quiet war happening under your garden, and your hosta is losing it. Every summer, while you're watering, feeding, and trying to take better care of it, something you cannot see is getting stronger. The tree beside it, not above the ground, under it. That tree, giving your hosta the shade it loves, is also sending roots into the exact same soil. Tree roots are not polite. They don't wait their turn. They don't leave enough for everyone. They simply take the water first, every single time. Your hosta gets what is left, which, during a dry July, is almost nothing. And this is what makes the problem so confusing. A stressed hosta doesn't suddenly collapse. It survives, quietly. It comes back next spring, just a little paler, a little thinner, a little less of itself. So you think the problem started this year, but it actually started last summer. That's also why moving a hosta into deeper shade sometimes makes everything worse. More shade often means more trees. More trees mean more roots. More roots mean more competition. The shade was never the enemy. The roots underneath it were. So what actually helps? Only 3 simple things. First, water deeply, not a quick sprinkle. Give the soil one long, slow drink once a week during dry weather, right at the base of the plant. You're not trying to beat the tree. You're simply making sure your hosta gets its share before the tree takes everything else. Second, mulch properly, 2 or 3 inches around the plant, but never touching the crown. Mulch won't solve the problem, but it slows the soil from drying out and gives your hosta a fighting chance. Third, if it has been growing in the same place for 5 years or more, divide it. Not because it needs more room, because dividing refreshes the entire root system. A freshly divided hosta planted just a short distance away from the thickest tree roots often grows stronger than the old clump that spent years losing the underground water war. It sounds like a lot of work. It isn't. It's one quiet afternoon in the garden, and next spring you get to see the plant you remember. Hostas are not delicate. Some are older than the houses they grow beside, older than marriages, older than the children who now inherit them. They've been divided, shared, moved across neighborhoods, passed over fences, carried home in buckets, and planted by people who simply wanted someone else to enjoy something beautiful. Some plants are bought. Hostas are usually shared. Maybe that's why they never really feel like they belong to just one garden. And somehow, through every dry summer, every harsh winter, and every August that looks terrible, they keep coming back. Now you know why August looks the way it does, and you know what to do about it. So tell me in the comments, how old is your oldest hosta, and where did it come from? I read every single one. If this is the kind of thing your garden has been waiting to hear, subscribe. There is much more where this came from, and our little garden friend was hiding somewhere in today's frames. Did you spot her? I'll see you in the next one.